Hello everybody, welcome back to another Kid Inky video. What's happening, y'all? Sorry for not uploading a video for a while. I kind of been going through some stuff that I'll explain some other time. I'm a little sick right now, but I'm definitely feeling more better than I was over the last few days. And this time I'm going to be actually trying to get with my schedule, because today and tomorrow I'll be grinding on my homework and YouTube videos. Anyways, in this video I'm going to tell you how my Friday went. Let's get right into a day turned around. So a couple of days ago started off pretty shitty. My mom woke me up for school. I had to take a bath with boiling water mixed with cold water because there's no heat in the house. And my mom thinks that if I don't bathe for more than 24 hours, I'll smell bad. I got dressed, walked to my bus stop, and sat there for 10 minutes in 45 degrees. Next month, we're supposed to get snow. 45 degrees may be bad, but it'll be nothing compared to next month. I better be bundling up soon. My bus finally arrived, dropped me off at my school, and that's where I saw a friend of mine. We'll call him Tim. I asked Tim if he wanted to come with me to a not-so-secret smoke spot people usually go to smoke weed every morning. He said yes. So we went there. Nobody was at the spot. Tim did find a tinfoil wrap with weed in it. What are the odds? We then went to a trail that's near the school, met up with one other friend at the other smoke spot. Then we figured that Tim and I didn't have a lighter. The friend who we met up with had a lighter, so we all started smoking. There was a lot of weed in the piece too, so I was getting quite up there. But right when I was about to take my last hit, a bunch of people started walking towards our direction. We knew them, but I thought I had to hurry up so they don't start asking me for hits, since there was actually a little bit for me. Once they all came in, they didn't really care that I was smoking, and I got the rest of the weed to myself. In school, I was more high than expected, but I handled it pretty well. I barely did my schoolwork and fell asleep a few times because I was very sick and high at the same time. Being sick and high drains your energy. Trust me, those two do not go together. Eventually, the school day ends and the weekend starts. I look for a friend of mine because that friend told me she was going to stay after school to do whatever, and that I had already offered to join her the night prior. At first, I sat at the front of the school waiting for her. Then, a guy approaches me. I knew the guy knew me. We were literally smoking weed together the day before. I knew we were waiting for the same person because I knew this guy was good friends with the girl, and I didn't suspect that he was just conveniently waiting outside of the school for something else. The guy then went inside to find her, only for him to come back to tell me that she's not going to stay at the school for much longer. So I figured I might as well go home because I ain't got nothing else planned for that day. But instead of me walking home right away, I walked inside. As I was walking, I saw the girl walking in the opposite direction, and we had barely noticed each other. I used the bathroom, washed my hands, and then I went back outside. I then see the girl sitting at the front of the school. I sat next to her, and we start talking. No, I don't have a crush on this girl. At the very least, not yet. Anyways, another friend of mine approaches us and says that he's about to go somewhere, and I guess the girl had already planned to go with him. I wanted to come with them, but then they all ditched me because they knew I was that one guy who always ended up inviting themselves to a hangout. Gee, don't I have great friends? So I thought that I figured that I was going to walk home, beat my dick, eat some ramen, and then sleep for the day. So I started walking home. As I was about to reach the intersection in my school, a car drives by and it suddenly stops near me. I was on a sidewalk that wasn't that close to the road, so I had a hard time trying to see who just stopped, despite me wearing glasses. I have the worst vision ever. I did see that it was a white guy flipping me off, so I knew it had to be someone I know. I then walk up towards the car, and turns out it was a friend of mine. We'll call him John. John told me to hop in the car. I got in, and we peeled off. That's where my day turned around. John told me that he was low on gas and that he wanted to return something to Walmart so he can get money for gas. So we went to Walmart, returned whatever back, got like $6 for it, and used some of John's food stamps to get food for us. After that, John went to a certain gas station to get a deal off of getting gas. The place we went to is Super America, and usually when he buys stuff from there, he can get rewards. Sounds pretty cool to me. After getting the gas, John was driving around the city while I was trying to see who could hang. Later, a friend of ours wanted to hang, but he said he kind of lived far. Where we were, he lived about a 10 to 15 minute drive away, and that's usually considered a decent amount of ways away, especially because it takes almost an hour to bike and several hours to walk. But John didn't really care because he had the gas for it. We went to his house, picked him up, and went to John's garage. The friend that we picked up, we'll call him Carter, ended up having a lot of weed on him, and we started smoking. During that, John's dad pulled up, noticed that we were smoking, and then he started smoking with us. Yeah, John's dad smokes weed. I thought that was fucking crazy and awesome to me. Eventually, I had smoked to where I got the spins. My friends told me that if you smoke to where you're getting that, you should like totally not smoke more weed in that one sitting. Because what will happen is if you do, is that the high will be so strong that you'll end up puking if you smoke more, and it'll ruin your high. So they told me I'll be able to smoke more later in the day, but until then, I should enjoy the fact that I was higher than Jesus Christ's holy self. After we stopped smoking, we still had enough to get just as high, if not more, for later. later, we all got back in the car and went into Walmart because his dad told him to get Fruit Loops a few minutes prior. We never got the Fruit Loops because we forgot. We actually went in there to get Gushers. Gushers is this chewing candy with gushing flavor in the inside, and it was bomb as hell, I'll tell you that. Later, we picked up the girl that I mentioned a few minutes ago, and the guy that went with her wanted to be picked up behind a convenience store. We got to where that guy is, and he had a bike. It wasn't a pedal bike, it was one of those shitty motorbikes that probably go up to 20 to 30 miles per hour, which isn't that bad. We then put the bike in the trunk, which barely fit, and we all got in the car. And as usual, I sat in the middle of the back seat. We then dropped off the girl back to the school because her mom was going to be picked up. We then dropped off the girl back to the school because her mom was going to pick her up there, and then we went to a different school. The guy that we picked up had a pair of shoes that he wanted to sell for 35 bucks. The person buying them was going to meet up at a certain school. We all waited for him because John was running low on gas and that he needed some money if we were going to continue driving around and smoke more weed. The guy said he was going to be here at 6:30 p.m., right? It was 7:20 and the dude never showed up. So we basically gave up on that idea and went to John's grandmother's house to see if he can get some gas money. She said no, and then John figured that he barely has enough gas money to drop all of us home. So we dropped everybody at their house. We were smoking weed while John was driving. He dropped me off last. Then I went inside, high as hell, ate some food, took a nice warm bath, and went to sleep. That was a good night. I kinda wish I vlogged though. The moral of this story is, don't ditch your friends, man. That's lame. Stick to your gut and get along with whoever you got a crush on. Maybe you'll get into a good relationship. Possibilities are endless. Don't do drugs except weed. Weed is fine, but then again, be careful on the usage. Stay in school. Get them good grades, and keep watching my YouTube videos. Thank y'all for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please like this video if you do. Subscribe to this channel if you're new to my content. Follow me on Twitter at KidAplux. Follow me on Snapchat at Kid Inky. Join my Discord channel. All the links will be in the description below. Share this video around to anybody that has a car, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out. Sauce.